biplane has some attributes that make it better to do certain maneuvers than, for example, some of the monoplanes. Well, my performance is themed discipline precision. Discipline from over 20 years as an Air Force fighter pilot, and then precision gain from competitive aerobatics. And so I try to kind of meld together the competitive aerobatics side, so very precise lines and angles, point rolls, those types of things, along with the discipline gained from a military aviation career, and then add in some of the air show stuff, some of the things that are a little bit different, Lumshavak, tumble in the airplane, a double hammerhead, and try to do some of the things that are the forte of the pits of a biplane. The biplane has some attributes that make it better to do certain maneuvers than, for example, some of the monoplanes. So that's kind of what I'll shoot for today, and most importantly, entertain the crowd and do something that's safe and have fun. This little appendage here is a sighting device, and we use this to try to fly very accurate lines and angles. So for example, if I want to fly perfectly vertical straight line, I pull up and I superimpose the horizon on this line here, and now I'm perfectly vertical. If I want to fly a perfect 45-degree climb, I can set the horizon on this line. And if I want to fly a perfect 45-degree inverted line, I can use this line. So it's a way to help us fly very accurate angles. And then this is a backup airspeed indicator. Obviously when I'm going fast, it's sitting back here, but there are times when I'm coming all the way to a stop and I'll see some slack in the string, and you'll see times when it's going the other way as I'm flying backwards. So just some little tools to help fly a more pleasing presentation.
A little similar to the sights on a rifle, but a lot more complicated.
Yeah. Got a lot bigger target with the horizon out there versus something you're putting a rifle sight on.
Now, will you be using all aspects of this today?
Yeah, I'll use it quite a bit. I'll use the this line to set the vertical lines, so I'm very accurate there, and I'll use the 45 lines throughout the show. And I'll also use a little piece of yarn here to tell me when I've basically come to a stop, and also let me know when I'm flying it backwards.
Okay.
Again, you don't have to use it, but it just makes things, it's a quick check to look over, take a look at it, and then know where you are very accurately in relation to the horizon. Well, I was very fortunate. I grew up in an aviation family. My dad taught me how to fly. I probably started flying, about the time I could walk. I soloed on my 16th birthday. When I was in college, I did flight instruction and charter work and Grand Canyon tours and that kind of stuff. But I'd always wanted to be a fighter pilot. So as soon as I finished school, I joined the Air Force and then flew the F-4 and the F-15 for 20 years in the Air Force. And always had been active in general aviation during even my military career, and then flying the Pitts. And the Pitts is kind of a special airplane for me. The designer, Curtis Pitts, who passed away a couple years ago, was a very close friend of the family's. I knew him my whole life. And my dad, who just passed away shortly ago, also did the initial test flights on the original two-place Pitts. So the Pitts is kind of a special airplane for me.
So your flight is a legacy up there, and that's exciting, and it's very important. Has flight changed a lot in terms of the equipment, or is it basically the same as it was when you began?
Yes, it's changed. It's gotten easier, but the basics are always basics. And one of the things I love about aerobatics is when you're out flying the airplane, you're really in command of your domain, what you're doing. You're making the airplane do exactly what you want. And you know, there's no computers in that airplane, so it's a lot of fun. It's a challenge, and I get a lot of enjoyment.